So with the doctrine of the coming one, yes, on the earth, saviours will appear. You see, this is why Buddha was here, Hermes, 6,000 years ago. And the sinners were here. And the Marses and the Abrahams and the Jesuses and the Islamists with Venus. You see, there's Moses, Michelangelo's Moses. There's Alexander the Great with the horns of the ram. There's Ramesses, Jupiter, Amun. There they are with the healing rods in their hands, copper and zinc, the brazen serpent of Moses. There's Jesus, Jupiter, the beneficent one, 4. Oh, and there's Ra, the eye of Ra. The eye of Ra? Look at that, it's cross-section of your midbrain. The optic thalamus, pineal gland, cerebrum. Look at the tree, the cerebellum, the medulla oblongata. There it is, the Egyptians knew their stuff. Plutarch, 2,000 years ago, in Isis and Osiris. For their king and lord Osiris they portray by means of an eye. The meaning of the name as many-eyed, on the theory that os in Egyptian means many, and iris is eye. Harry Potter, Horus, Ptah, Helios the sun, the healer. Get out into the sun, it's the healer. Jesus heals. There was a queen in Egypt called Arsinoe. You see the ram's horns? Everywhere she is depicted with ram's horns. This is the inscription left by her brother husband after her death in a temple of Mendes, another god worshipped in the form of a ram. Princess, great of favour, sweet of love, beautiful queen, who has received the crowns of Upper and Lower Egypt, whose loveliness fills the palace, beloved of the ram, priestess of the ram, sister of the king, wife of the king, his beloved, mistress of the two lands, Arsinoe. His Majesty commanded that her ram image be erected in all temples at the side of the living rams. Check out an article on the internet dealing with cannabis in the Old Testament. The Bible's full of cannabis. They won't tell you that because they've mistranslated the word cannabis. Exodus 30:23. Sweet calamus. Song of Solomon 4:4. It talks about Cain. Cannabis. And these plants were offered up to the God, to the Lord, Jehovah. The Lord has always been Jehovah, Jupiter. There's always been the Jehoist and the Elohistic schools of Judaism. One is Saturn, one is Jehovah. Satan and Jehovah. It's just Jupiter and Saturn. Isaiah 43:26. Sweet cane. It talks about the sweet cane, the sweet cannabis. Check these scriptures out, guys. There's a lot to learn about these holy books. Cannabis is the tree of life. That's where we get a lot of cane and can words. Vatican, cannibal, can do. Yeah, it's cannabis. It's all about cannabis. Cannibal is cannabis and Baal. It's a holy word. It's a bit like festival. Al. Carneval. The meat of Al. The feast of Al. See, when you have a festival or a carnival, it's a good time, right? Because it's a feast and it's the meat of Al. Allah. God. Jeremiah 6:20. The good cane. The good cannabis. Good on you, Bible, you rock. Ezekiel 27:19. Talking about the articles of Cassia and Cain. So check out that article. I was in Vietnam 5 years ago, and where I was staying in Ho Chi Minh City, went down to a cafe and there was this picture. There was always, I saw this painting, I fell in love with it, with the colours. I just loved it. And back then I didn't know what I know now. But I was noticing a while ago, looking at this, I noticed this sine wave going through the woman. I noticed this line going through here. I noticed this gold sun head, like a halo. And I noticed that everything corresponded with the sine wave. You see the sine wave going through the kidneys here. This marker here is going through the kidneys. Now this might not be deliberate. I'm not suggesting that it is. But I'm just showing how the sine wave and nature and vibration and Ra is subconsciously there. No matter whether this artist had this intention or not, it is there. And you see the fish feet. There's no feet, so that's indicating fish feet, Pisces. You see the top of the head intersects with the ecliptic and the equator at Aries, and there is the sun, let there be light. Taurus, Gemini perfectly just before the crest of the wave, Cancer in the breast, ear, Leo in the heart, crossover in the kidneys, and then you have the rest, Capricorn in the knees. There's Capricorn in the knees. There's a line going straight the way through. And you can see little features that seem to indicate that subconsciously this science is coming through. I saw